Okay guys, I'm going to try to solve this video. This doesn't involve any simplification of just operations with numbers. So I have an equation, so I'm going to follow the order of getting rid of fractions and then getting rid of parentheses. I think getting rid of parentheses is the important thing in here. Okay, so remember that the parentheses, they have priorities. So the first parenthesis that you have to do is the innermost parentheses, the ones that look like conventional parentheses. And then you can combine like terms, and then you have to do brackets, which are also parentheses, but they have less priority than the innermost parentheses. And then you combine like terms, and then you can get rid of braces. Okay, that's the least priority or the last thing that you have to get rid of. Then you start sending terms to one side and the other side. Okay, so let's see what's the first thing that we have to do. The innermost parenthesis that we have to get rid of, right? That's, oops, I'm already getting rid of it the improper way. Okay, that's the first parenthesis. And this is also another innermost parenthesis, right? It has the shape of the innermost parenthesis. And I'm color coding in blue so that you know what is it that you're going to get rid of and what are you going to use. Okay, for those parentheses, I'm going to use whatever's in front of them. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to leave the 2 in there, brace 12 minus bracket 4x, and I'm getting rid of the first parenthesis by distributing this negative sign. So everything inside the parenthesis is going to change sign, and that's getting rid of the parentheses, right? Negative 5x plus 2, close bracket, close brace, equals 24, and I'm going to get rid of the next parenthesis by distributing whatever's outside. Right? So that's a negative 7. I'm going to multiply everything times 7 and change the sign, right? That's a negative 7. So negative 7x, positive 7 times 2, that's 14. So that's getting rid of the first two parentheses. The next thing that I'm going to do is combine like terms. So I'm going to combine every like term that I have on each side of the equation where I broke a parenthesis. So there's always going to be like terms in there, or most of the times you're going to be able to combine like terms. So I'm combining every like term that I have once I broke the parenthesis. So let's start again. That's 2 raised 12 minus bracket, and 4x minus 5x, that's going to be negative 1x. So I'm just going to leave it as a negative x plus 2, close bracket, close brace, equals. And then 24 plus 14, that should be 38. So I'm combining those like terms into one only term. The next thing to get rid of, the next parenthesis that has priority is going to be the bracket. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of this with whatever I have in front of it. In this case, it's a negative sign. So let's see, I'm going to start all over 2, raise 12, and I'm going to get rid of the bracket by distributing the negative sign in front of it, which means I'm going to change the sign of everything inside. Right, so that becomes a positive x and a negative 2. I'm going to close brace, equals 38 minus 7x. I broke a parenthesis, that means I can combine like terms, or most of the times if there's something that I can combine inside the parentheses. Okay, so I'm going to combine that 12 and negative 2, so 12 minus 2, that should be 10, equals 38 minus 7x. And the last parenthesis that I'm going to get rid of, right, the braces with whatever I have in front of them. Right, in this case I have a 2, so I will have to distribute the number 2 to everything inside the parentheses. Okay, so 2 times 10, that's 20, plus 2x equals 38 minus 7x. And I got rid of all the parentheses as the first step, all the second step in solving equations, once you get rid of the fractions, right? Then the third step is adding and subtracting to both sides until I don't have any more additions and subtractions. Okay, so I have to decide where am I going to send the letters and where am I going to send the numbers. So terms with letters, I have a 2x and a negative 7x, and terms with only numbers, I have 20 and 38. So I have to send the red terms to one side and the blue terms to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to start sending the red terms to the left side. So I have to get rid of the negative 7x by getting the opposite operation of the negative 7x, which is positive 7x. And if I add 7x to the right side, I have to add 7x to the left side of the equation. So let's see what's left. That's going to be 20. Let me just color code this. 20. And then positive 2x plus 7x is going to be positive 9x 38, and then these two x's cancel out. Now, if I send the red terms to the left side, now I have to send the blue terms to the right side. So I have to send this 20 to the right side. What am I going to do? The opposite operation of the 20, which is right now a positive. So I am going to subtract 20. And if I do that to the left side, I'm going to do that to the right side of the equation. So 20's cancel out. All I have left to the left side is 9x equals, and then I have to do the subtraction. 38 minus 20, that should be 18. Now at this point, now that I have all of the terms with a variable on one side and all of the terms with no variables on the right side, this is where I get rid of multiplications. So we want to get a little bit more specific. Now I have a number, right, and I have my variable also. So I have to get rid of that multiplication times 9. And the opposite operation of a multiplication is going to be a division. So I'm going to divide by 9. And if I divide by 9 the left side, I divide by 9 the right side. Okay, so I'm dividing both sides. So this is going to cancel out the 9's. X equals 18 divided by 9, 2. And this should be my solution for this equation, which means this is a conditional equation. Conditional equation, which means the only condition for this to be true is that x has to be equal to the number 2. If you go back and substitute 2 into your equation, replace every x that you have for number 2, then do PEMDAS to both sides. The left side is going to be equal to the right side of the equation.